Hey y'all, I feel like I've been broadcasting a lot more than I would rather broadcast, but um, God knows it'd be right when I think I'm gonna be able to unwind and get some rest. He's just have not been able to rest. Have not been able to rest. Our declaration, hopefully my signal doesn't go out, is don't go back. Don't go back. And can you tell Visha that she needs to be here, Stephanie? Don't go back. Don't go, Visha. I was just uh telling did you signal's gonna go out? But so was you don't go back is oh my goodness. Don't go back is the declaration. I was just thinking I'm just now leaving from getting touched up at the barber. I was just thinking how some seasons, wow, look at God. How some seasons will make you feel like you're going backwards. Am I freezing y'all? Some seasons will make you feel like until I feel I'm not freezing. Hold on one second. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. It should be good right about now. I don't know why these signals. Are we good now? What about now, y'all? Are we good now? Are we good now? Okay. I was just thinking how, some seasons make us feel like we are going backwards. Some seasons, absolutely, when you look at it, some circumstances make you feel like you're going back into a place that you know that you're not in that season and, we Gucci. We know that we're not in that season, but what we're going through is like old fears, old traumas are triggered. And so it's like, as a defense mechanism, like our brains just start like functioning in overdrive, feeling like I am going backwards. I had been feeling that way. I said it on the last broadcast, but as I was leaving like the barbershop, God was just reminding me that sometimes, he puts us through storms that make us feel like we're revisiting the old to purge out the fear that did not leave when he brought us out the first time. I'm gonna say that again. Sometimes God, I'll say it again. Sometimes God will allow for us to go through a situation, a circumstance that triggers memories of something from the past, but he does so to purge out the last little bit of fear. Hear me now. He does it to purge out the last little bit of fear that that did not leave when he brought us out. Like sometimes when God, after you've been through something like super traumatic, and God will bring you out, but like you're rejoicing, but then you still have some type of fear. Like, is it for real now, God? Like, am I for real out of this? Am I for real out of this season? Like, for instance, like with my dog, God says to share this example. Like this year, Bella battled the same thing over and over and over again. So like, even now it's like, God, is she out? Is she out of the blue? Like, she's been good. Like, is she out? Like, are we good? Are we clear? But then subconsciously, as you go throughout life, even after God has done it, like there's still a fear in the back of your mind telling you prepare so that you don't have to go through this again. There's something subconsciously happening within us, even after God brings us out of a storm that took all of us, to like weather it. There's still something in the back of our minds that says, guard yourself. Don't let your guard down, because a lot of times in the process is what happens is, it's like we feel like we're out and then we get sucked back into the storm. We feel we out of it and then we get sucked back into the storm. We feel we out of it and then we get sucked out, back into the storm. And then it's like when God really does do it, we be like, God, have you really done it yet? Right? Which signifies that even though we may not still have the same amount of fear that we had before God brought us out, there's still a certain amount of fear that still lingers, right? And so as I was leaving from finishing up getting my hair touched up, God told me, he said, it only resembles it. That season was traumatic. And even though, right, you don't have that same immense amount of fear that you had before, right? Because sometimes when we feel like things are being withheld or delayed, or we see circumstances that remind us of the past, like a lot of times we blame it on the devil. But could it be God is purging out the last little bit of fear that you have so that you don't fear anymore? And so I think that for many of us, what's happening is God is allowing old wounds to be triggered, or for us to revisit places that look a certain way, only to show us, right, that there was no reason to fear. And so I believe that when God says don't go back, what he's saying is don't go back to who you were back then. Don't go back to who you were back then. Don't go back to who you were back then, meaning don't respond the same way this time. Like the old me, like in the wilderness me, going through this, like I would have been in tears, I would have been like wanting to give up. I would have been wanting to like throw in the towel. Like I would have spoken word curses, right? But instead of like seeing the struggle and being ungrateful, I would have even had something to say about how God releases what I need. That was who I was back then, because I had such great fear and I wanted what I wanted, and I wanted God to bless me the way I wanted him to bless me. Right? So it's like now that I am where I am, and even though it's like God, this month, these few days have resembled the wilderness, it just is not, it don't feel like, you know, how I expect it. And I think that's what gets a lot of us, our expectations. As we enter into a new month, every single month for like this year, many of us have had certain expectations. And although there have been great months that we've experienced, how many people know, like, I think for me, what has gotten me the most is that, like, God, I didn't expect December to be this way. Like, I didn't expect it to feel this way. I did not expect it to feel this way. I expected for certain things to have happened by now. And it's like, you know, that on top of the struggle, it makes you feel like certain amount of fears. I'm just like keeping it real. And so it's like when I was leaving, God said, he told me, he said, don't go back. I know it feels the same. Come on, Stephanie. I know it feels the same as your wilderness, but don't respond the same way. Don't respond the way that the unhealed you, right? That the double-minded you would have responded. And, honestly, him saying that, it doesn't make the struggle go away. Hey, Natasha. God saying that, it don't make the struggle go away. We all have expectations. Like, y'all should have seen me in the wilderness. Come on. Y'all should have seen me in the wilderness. I grew bitter with the prophetic. Anybody ever been there where you like, I don't want to hear another prophetic word. I don't want to get on another prophetic broadcast. I don't want to get on any broadcast. Okay. Listen. Y'all should have seen me in the wilderness. Each month I'm listening to the prophetic word for the month. And then it's like, all right, God, I ain't seeing it. I ain't seeing that. Do you not see I'm struggling and I need that word to like be for me, God? I ain't seeing it. And so there was like periods, plural, not just one, where I'm like, I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear nobody tell me God bless me. I don't want to hear it, God. I don't want to hear no prophet. I don't want to hear it, because what I want is out of this struggle. What I want is for this storm to end. And I grew bitter. A lot of times we grow bitter because we look around and you like, God, everybody else got testimonies. What about me? What about me, God? Everybody else getting testimonies. Everybody else getting miracle money. And it's like everybody is overlooking me, overlooking my struggle, overlooking my storm. This is a real feeling. It's a real feeling. You feel alone. You feel isolated. The devil wants you to feel alone. He wants you to feel isolated. I had so many, y'all. The day that I packed up my room, I was having a moment. I was bitter with the prophetic. I'm like, God, I done sold my last. I done been sowing since I'm so broke. And I ain't talking about like 50 cents. Oh, you thinking too big if you thinking I was sowing 50 cents. I'm talking about 1 cent, 2 cents, 5 cents. All right? Okay. You're thinking too big if you thinking 50 cents. You're thinking too big. I ain't had no 50 cents. But this season isn't then. We're in a season where I think what God has shown me through this all is I'm gonna meet every need. When you need it, I'll meet it. Woo, that's powerful. And I knew that God saying like, don't go back was him saying like, it's a new season. How I need you to respond right now is how I needed you to respond in the wilderness. When you need it, I'll meet it. All right. When it's a need, I'll meet it. Every single day, whatever you need, I'll meet it. Like that's literally what these days have been. Whatever you need, I'll meet it. Have I had to toil a lot? Yes. Would I rather not have to toil so much? Absolutely. But that's how God is. When you need it, I'll meet it. The other day when I needed soap and stuff, God's response, because you need it right now, like it's a right now need, I'll meet it. My hair, because it's a right now need, I'll meet it. I'll meet it. And so a lot of times what happens is because we got fear, we don't want to we don't want to approach life with God, in that way. God, when I need it, you'll meet it. Because we be feeling like I done already been through hell and back. The least you can do is go ahead and give me what I need in advance. All right, y'all can act like I'm not preaching. Sometimes that's how our expectations be set up. I've been faithful. I've been obedient. I should have it before I need it. So what happens is we stress while we wait. Woo! We stress while we wait. And really what's happening with us stressing while we wait is we're battling our fears while we wait. Okay. We're battling our fears. Whether it's a fear of homelessness, whether it's a fear of lack, whether it's a fear of missing what God has for you, whether it's a fear of not being healed, losing your home, whatever the fear is, we battle our fears while we wait. You cannot tell me I ain't telling the truth. We battle our fears. But today when God told me, what's up, Jocelyn? When he told me, he said, listen, I know what you're going through right now resembles an old season that you're not in. But I got to get this fear out. And the only way for me to get this fear out is to present you with something that looks like what you face so that you can learn the lesson, that you didn't have the faith to learn. I ain't had the faith to learn this in the wilderness. Struggled, fought God, threw temper tantrums, gave up, double-mindedness. Hello, somebody. I'm just being real. So could it be that if you're dealing with something that makes you feel like you're going back to a place that you said you never wanted to revisit, could it be that God got to get the rest of the fear out? Because the Bible tells us, my Bible, your Bible tells us to count it all joy, that when we come out of the fire, that he brings us out mature and whole, not lacking anything. Baby, if we have fear, we're lacking faith. If we have fear, we're lacking faith. And I'm going to say this. It is totally possible to have all the faith in the world in one area and to still have no faith in other areas. Okay. I'm going to say it all over again since y'all don't want to talk back to me. If you still have fear, you're lacking faith. And if we're lacking faith, that means we are not whole and mature. If we're not whole and mature, it means God ain't done. Because he got to get the rest of it out. He got to get the rest of it out. He got to get the rest of it out. It's like drinking your favorite slushie. I know y'all like slushies. I like slushies. I like smoothies. And that thing be real good to your spirit. Oh, talking about real good. Listen, when you suck out of that straw and it be like, it be like bumps, it ain't as consistent of a flow as it is. What you gonna do? You're going to maneuver that straw so that you can get listen, ain't none of it going to waste. It's too good. It ain't going to waste. This smoothie ain't going to waste. Come on, this slushy it ain't going, this drink. That's what you're gonna do. You might even tilt the cup a little bit. You might even tilt the cup a little bit come on, to get the rest of it out. By the time I'm done with this soda, with this drink, it ain't gonna be nothing but ice left. When I'm done with this slushy, it ain't gonna be nothing but cup left. Hello, somebody. When I'm done with this smoothie, listen, I will turn the cup upside down. Okay, all right, y'all can act like I'm not talking. Do you not know that God is the same way? Blue raspberry, I feel you. I don't eat the ices. It go in the garbage where it belongs. I'm not eating it going in the garbage where it belongs, down the drain. I ain't eating it. It's a disappointment after I done had something good in my taste buds. Listen, God is the same way. He's saying, my child, I gotta get all of this fear out. I gotta get it out. I know it hurts you. I know you feel like you've done something wrong. I know you're condemning yourself. I know you don't want to be homeless again. Woo! I know you don't want to go without again. I know you don't want to be heartbroken. I know you told me you did not want to go through this again. But when I blessed you the first time, it still left some residue of fear, which is why you've been so triggered. It's why you've been so triggered. It's why you struggled with certain circumstances. It's because there is still some residue left, and I've got to get it all. So when you find yourself, my God, when you find yourself dealing with something that makes you feel like you're going backwards, the only way for you to get through it and to never have to go through it again is for you to not respond the same way. Don't respond with fear, right? And the thing about it, you may be wondering, well, God, why did God bring, you may be wondering, Apostle, why did God bring me out if he knew I still had fear? Because he knew that if at that juncture, if he did nothing, you would break. And he's a God that allows, oh my God, he allows us to bend but not break. Hello, somebody. Can I just flow? Some of y'all are thinking, well, God, Apostle, if he had he not moved when he did, you would have broke. What do I mean you would have broke? You would have gave up on God. You would have settled for mediocrity. You would not have been able to make it to your expected end. So what he did for many of us is he said, I had to give you a break. And granted, although what you're seeing is giving you the facade like you're going backwards, you're not going backwards. I just need to give you an opportunity to let me get the fear out. Right? And what happens a lot of times when God brings us out of something, out of a storm, whatever that storm may be, relationally, financially, physically, whatever the storm may be, hear me now. What happens is he gives us a period of rest. And while we rest, what we get to see is that God is exactly who he says he is. And when we get to the point where he thinks that we have enough faith to finish it out, when he looks at us and said, okay, I've shown you enough, you've gotten accustomed to the way that I am. When he thinks we've gotten to that point where we can finish it out and get to the real expected end, he says, now, let me let this storm come again. Because you've grown now. You've healed now. You fed your faith. Right? You can make it now. Oh, somebody say, I can make it now. I dare you to say, I can make it now. I feel the Holy Spirit. I can make it now. You can make it now. Meaning you won't break. You won't break now. Woo! I can make it now. I'm strong enough now, God. I got enough faith now, God. I got enough experience with you now, Lord. God says, I only allowed it to give you an opportunity to rid the rest of the fear that still lingers. Some of y'all still been triggered, right? Even when God brought you out, how many of y'all can say, Apostle, I was still triggered? A little bit, like when I would see certain things, when certain people would say certain things, even though God had pulled me out, I still be a little bit triggered. Still be a little bit triggered. Okay, God, you healed my dog, but I'm watching. I'm still triggered. I'm traumatized. But I know I'm out, but I'm still traumatized. I'm still a little bit triggered. I still, some of y'all straight up know you got some fear in you. Woo! You absolutely know you still got some fear in you. And so God is saying, even though you look at what's happening, this is for somebody, as it being totally demonic, even though you think that is absolutely demonic, come on, you speaking, Miss J. You feel like God has to expose where out. And for many people, that's what you're in the vein, because that's the point I'm getting to. God is exposing exactly where we are now. Now we think that when God said exposure, right, that he's saying, hear me, I'm exposing the people whose hearts ain't for me. No, God is also exposing where our faith really is, which is why God told me, I know it feels like the wilderness, but I need you to respond different. Don't go back to how you used to respond. What he was saying in so many words, show me your faith. Show me your faith, or show me the fear. We think that faith is shown in good times and fear in bad times. But do you not know that faith is shown when it's rough, and fear is shown in both times? Fear is shown when things are going good, how you respond. Fear is also shown when things are going bad. So what was happening to many of us, God is saying, before I release this next blessing, before I release this next breakthrough, before I bring you all the way out, before I set your name on high, before I bless the business, before I exalt you, before I do all these things, let's see where your faith is. Before I release what I want to release, I need to know that you have the capacity, the faith to handle this blessing. So if your finances are attacked right now, what God is saying is, before I release these next set of promises, before I bring you to this next level, God understands the level of faith that it's going to take to receive and to be able to operate and dominate in that season. But he needs to know, do you have the faith? Do you have the faith? Because with this next season, it's gonna come. It's gonna trigger you a little bit. If you're not healed, you're gonna crumble. But I need to know that you won't be fazed by the storms ahead. Maybe it's your business that's under fire, right? Maybe your business was good in one season, and then it's just like, God, what happened? Maybe God is saying, before I bless this business, like for real, the way that you've been asking me to bless it, I need to be sure that you can weather any storm. Can you still do what you need to do when you ain't getting no clients, when you ain't getting no money? Can I talk like that for a minute? Can you still do what you need to do when you ain't getting no money? When the money that you do get go right back out towards bills. Hello, somebody. Can you still do what you need to do? Will you still market it? Will you still take inventory of your products, whatever it is that you sell? Because when I prosper this thing, you're going to need to have what it takes. Maybe it's your health, right? Previous seasons you was good, and now it seems like out of the blue, all these things are happening, right? And it may be a self-created storm because you ain't ate right. Here's the thing, Miss J. Fear will always present itself. It'll always present itself. But how many people know faith is a choice? Which means that even if fear is still here, if I want to feel this fear, I gotta power through this thing by choosing faith. Hello, somebody. Fear will always be present. But whether or not we allow it to control us, it's on us. It's on us. It's 2 o'clock, y'all. I done been going all day. My dog's probably like, what in the world? It's on us. So what God does when he presents us with things that make us feel like we're going backwards is when he says, I'm getting the fear out, really what he's saying is, I'm fine tuning you to be able to choose faith over fear every single day. No matter what the circumstance is, I'm fine tuning you. I'm fine tuning you that even though fear, for you to choose faith every single day. Do y'all not know when I was getting my hair retwisted, I looked down at the floor. I was talking to my hairstylist, right? And I looked down. Hey, lady. I looked down. She can't. I looked down at the floor. God said, look down at the floor. Ask me what I saw. I saw a painting. I ain't never seen a painting in her shop before. Ask me what that painting said. Y'all ready? It really shook me. It said faith over fear. Woo! It said faith over fear. And then God turns around and he says, don't go back to responding the way that the old you would have responded. What God was simply saying is, I know it looks scary. I know it kind of feels scary. I know you want to have like a defensive response to this, but choose faith. Choose faith. Choose faith. I'm starving. Choose faith. Tell your neighbor, choose faith. Yeah, you can feel that fear, but choose faith. Choose to let your response to whatever it is be a response that says, I trust you, God. I trust you, God. Yeah, Apostle, my finances have been under fire. Guess what? Guess what? I knew that what God was saying is, I'll give you what you need. To help you get over this fear, I'll give you what you need when you need it. Choose faith. How you wait is up to you. Woo. How you wait is up to you. How you wait is up to who? You. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to go through this ever again. I'm going to say that again. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to keep going through circling the same mountain. I'm not trying to keep going through the same thing over and over. God, let me learn. Let me get it out now. Yes, it hurts. God, get it out of me. Get this fear out of me. Get it out of me so I can step over into get it out of me. Some of y'all need to be saying, God, get this fear out of me. Get it out of me. Stop letting it control me. I'm trying to get my promise. I'm trying to not have to revisit this again. Get it out of me. Get it out of me, Lord. I'm sick of fear. I'm just as sick of fear as I am the devil. They go hand in hand to me. I'm sick of both of them. I'm sick of both of them. I'm ready for Jesus to come back because I'm sick of the devil. I'm sick of fear. I'm sick of what fear does to me. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I mean that like from the bottom of my soul. I'm so sick of fear. I'm so sick of the devil for making me feel like I gotta fear. All right. That just went over somebody's head. Not only am I sick of fear and what it does to me, I am sick of, okay. I'm sick of the devil and how he tries to make me feel like I need to fear. Trying to make me feel like I gotta fear when I got a God that don't lose. Okay. Okay. I'm going to say it again because some of y'all need to type that in on the screen. I am sick of fear and what it does to me. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the depression. I'm sick of the anxiety. All of that is caused by fear. I'm sick of all of it. I'm sick of being double minded. I'm sick of it, God. I'm sick of it. Tired of it. Not tired. Tired. Fed up with it. And I'm not only sick of fear, but I'm sick of the devil for making me feel like I have to fear when God doesn't fail. So no, God, I'm not trying to keep going through this. Get this fear up out of me. Get it out of me. Get it out of me. Get it. Okay. Get this fear up out of me. Get it up out of me. If it hurt, let it hurt, but get it out of me. Hello, somebody. When your kid tooth is loose, guess what? It be hurting, but it come to a point where that tooth gets so loose. And that, listen, the kid know, I got to get this out of me, out my mouth. Some of us fear is that dangling tooth where you can't even eat right because not only does it hurt, hello, somebody, you can't even eat right because not only does the tooth hurt, but you gotta be gentle because you ain't trying to snatch it out. All right. For some of us, our fear is the same way. We can't even focus right. We can't even have faith right because come on, because that fear that come on that tooth is just dangling. It hurt. It's just dang, and we don't want to face it. We don't want to face it, so we just let it sit there. Listen, my aunt used to be like this, girl. If you, listen, my aunt, she wasn't finna sweet talk nobody when she pulled your tooth. Listen, she ain't finna baby you. Listen, you open your mouth if you want to, she gonna snatch you right on out. I'm snatching this tooth out. You can cry, you can scream, but I'm snatching it out. That's what God is doing for many of us. I know you really don't want to face this fear. Whatever the fear is. I know you really don't want to face it. Because here's the thing. A tooth that is not intact is a hindrance. It hinders the way you talk. It hinders what you can eat, what you can't. It hinders everything. Fear. Come on. That is not put in its rightful place, which is the pits of hell. Guess what it does? It hinders. And God is saying, listen, he giving us tough love. Listen, this thing is a hindrance to what I'm going to do for you. If you don't come on here and let me get this thing out, if you don't come on here and let me get it out, all right. Because if I don't get it out now, it'll hurt you. It'll do more harm than good. The Lord says, if I don't, it's going to hurt you. It is going to do. Come on. Listen, healing is your portion. By his stripes, you are healed. By his stripes, you are healed. There's a testimony in it. There's a testimony in it. There is a testimony in it. Listen, I just came here today for like the third time. Come on. Fear is not your portion. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Hear me now. Y'all hear me? Don't respond with fear this time. Faith over fear. Can I just get y'all to just type that in? Faith over fear. Faith over fear. I speak peace over you. Jocelyn. Misdiagnosed. Look at God. I told you. Told you. It looked like the things presenting themselves to us are making us feel like we going backwards, but we're not. Faith over fear. Faith over fear. Come on. Say it louder. Over fear. Listen. That's it. That is it. That is it. Right. On. Over fear. That's it. I love y'all. I'm rooting for y'all. If you know that you need to sow seed into this word, if it has blessed you, please sow. Do what God say do. The funds or the goal right now is I need food. Like I wasn't lying when I told y'all like my refrigerator is like bare. But I ain't been complaining because God been providing meals as I need them. But the funds are going towards food and gas. That's it. So whatever you guys sow is going towards that food and gas. That's it. You can sow 10, you can sow 20, you can sow 100, whatever God leads. But that is like my need right now. I need food and I need to get dog food. So that is where the funds are going towards food, dog food, and gas. That's it. That is it. That is it. And so that is it, you guys. That's my need right like right now. I don't know how much I need. I know I just need to get my dogs because Capone will not eat unless he has soft dog food. And I want to say those cans are like $2. The kind he likes are about $2 a can. As far as food, I don't know. It'll just be probably just a meal because I got a lot of stuff to do. I don't have time to actually go to the grocery store right now. So it'll probably just be a meal. Me going to get something. And gas, I'll say probably about 20 for gas because I have to take these girls to the bed. I don't know why I agreed to that. I don't know why I agreed to that, y'all. Y'all ever like, no, I haven't. I have never used restaurant.com. I don't think that its services. Usually if I order food, it's DoorDash, but about 50, Stephanie. That's what I'll say. But that's where the funds are going. That is it. If the ministry is a blessing, if these words are a blessing, listen, as I feed your faith, you guys also help me by feeding my faith when you guys sow, when you guys pray. Listen, I know I'm funny, y'all, but seriously, that's where the money's going. Um, I'm just now getting home. I'm about to take my dogs out, let them use the bathroom, and then I'm going to try to faith over fear is the seed title. Stephanie, thank you. I forgot to say that faith over fear. Or if you're just sowing into the goal, just label it paid in full. But right now, I don't know why I agreed to take them kids to that basketball game. I forgotten. I thought their mama was gonna say no. I thought they mama was gonna say no. I said, ask your mama. Ask your mama. Ask your mama. The little girl knock on my door. She like, my mama said we can go to the game. The game started at 5:30. But it's a 40-minute drive, which you're telling me I have to leave at 4 something. Like that was my immediate thought. Like, why did I even agree to that? I don't want to do that. God, I don't want to go to no game. I don't want to do that. Drive 40 minutes. I don't want to do that, God. Oh, Lord. Y'all, I know I'm funny, but that's just me. I'm just being myself. I really did think that, like, I don't want to do that. Like, why? And I can't tell her, because I done already told you, if you ask your mama, I'll take you, right? Now your mama done said yes, so now I'm stuck with taking y'all to the game. Y'all, why I do that? I ain't doing that no more. I ain't saying ask your mama no more. Listen, next time I'm keeping my mouth shut. Do you hear me, Miss Allen? I'm not saying nothing. I'm gonna say I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No. I do have to keep my word though. But that is it. If you guys are sewing, can you just give me a one? So that I don't have to do another broadcast. I'm tired, y'all. I'm gonna be real. I'm tired. At this point, I just want food. Go get this stuff from the store and to come straight, well, go to the game and come straight home. I'm tired. I'm gonna try to. And I think the game is like $6 to get in. So whatever you guys sow will go towards that. Me actually getting into the game, the gas to get there, as well as something to eat right now. And honestly, I may just eat some cereal, to be real. To be quite honest, because integrity, I'm probably just gonna eat some cereal because I'm that hungry. Where it's like, God, I'm not finna wait for, no, 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 I'm just not finna go back out. It's not happening. But that is it. Any little bit that you guys sow, whether it's $5, whether it's $1, um, whether it is 10, it all helps. At maybe about $20 in the maybe $19 in the Cash App. And so I'll use what I have of that probably to put gas in the car. And so at this point, I just thought about that. At this point, it'll just be towards food and getting in the game. And so, and dog food. Can't forget the dog food because I don't have time to be wrestling with making Capone eat. Don't have time. And so whatever you guys sow, that is where it will be going towards. PayPal or Cash App is where you can sow. I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank God for giving me the opportunity to have the strength, even in what I've been going through this month, to be able to still pour from a pure place, a place of integrity and a place of just giving him honor. And so those are the ways to sow. I love y'all. I'm rooting for you guys. And so until next time, y'all. Peace.